okay, this is day two of the fair, and they told me it wouldn't be as crowded as day one, and it wasn't, but it was still plenty crowded. There were lots of people there because prices were dropped. On day two, people wanted to sell records rather than schlepping them home. This was the heavy metal corridor, and every vendor here was selling death metal, thrash metal, all the different kinds of metal, and I didn't know 90% of the records that were there, or 95% of the records. But you could tell you were in that area because all the vendors had tattoos on their arms, among other places. So if you're into metal, this is a really good place to go because you'll see everything. I think. I mean, what do I know about that metal? Not that much. Now, oh, this guy brought this kind of cart. It was like a shopping cart, but it had he had a projector on it with 8mm movies. He had this old loudspeaker. There's a caliphone, kind of like caliphone in America, but in the Netherlands it was caliphone, with a tube amplifier, and he had a pair of turntables. They were actually project turntables, current, but he had them kind of looking funky and old. And then he was playing a bunch of singles that sounded really kind of funky. And then he packed up, and I noticed one of the turntables was spinning, so he was about to put his box of 45s on the spinning platter. I thought it would be kind of great to capture. Caught it just in time, turned it off. And off he went. It was very interesting. Oh, here's a wall of very expensive records. You can see some of the prices. 150 euro, 150 euro. 200 euro for Bob Dylan, $1 for a CD, that's appropriate. That's Robert Haxman. He wrote the book Passion for Vinyl that I was involved in. And this is Kevin Lewandowski.
Did you have a good time?
He's the CEO of Discogs.
Yeah, how about you?
Good website.
Great, yeah.
What's this on your head?
It's a GoPro camera. I record everything and I put it on my website. And people get nauseous from all the shaking, but
is that shaking up and down?
They say you should have a tripod and walk around. So I'm not walking around with the tripod. This makes it easy. I can use my hands. I can lift the things. It works out well.
Yeah.
So this was good. I think one thing you learn from this is that there are no bargains anymore. There are no surprises. Everybody knows the price of everything at this point in time.
Yeah.
And there was one booth outside here that where all the antiques were from Italy. That was all like like Atlantic Records.
There they are.
Titles that they were obviously completely counterfeiting. Because I guess maybe the copyright laws in that country, so if anything's over a certain age, they can just steal it.
Need a pressing plant that's going to turn a blind eye or
exactly
do something overnight or whatever.
It's not right. It was great to meet you.
Great meeting you, Michael.
And
nice to see you again.
Same here. We'll see. I'm sure we'll see each other at some vinyl-related things. So have a good trip back.
Okay, so now begins the great march out of the hall. This was probably 4:30 on day two, so the show was over at 5, and people were packing up, and you can see the crowds had greatly diminished by this point. But believe me, this place was packed until just... Oh, here's a guy selling master tapes. Every one of these tapes was the same brand of tape. Everyone was packaged exactly the same. And, if you've seen master tapes, and they're all different studios and all different packaging. They're not all actual tape. They're not all packaged exactly the same way. So, there was Lou Reed's Magic and Loss and The Pretenders Learning to Crawl, master tapes. They weren't master tapes. I don't know what they were, but there's a lot of that kind of scamming going around. I looked at it with amusement. The diehards were out right to the end. Taking down their stuff. This was funny.
Sure.
Could you say, hold on a minute.
Somebody's smoking some weed.
The GoPro
around
cam
here.
was definitely a novelty. People had never seen one before.
Hold on.
There was definitely somebody smoking a weed there. You could really smell it. I know it's legal in Amsterdam, but probably not in an exhibition hall in Utrecht. But it's only rock and roll. Yeah. You can see how big this place is. I mean, it is just enormous. And the record convention was really only in about half of it. This guy had a good selection of music books. guy had box sets. That was his specialty.
Sorry, excuse me. Do you have a camera there?
What's that?
Do you have camera there?
Camera, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And it works all the time?
High definition. I have it turned on right now. Yeah.
Obviously
High
Italian.
definition. Yeah, it's good.
It's high definition.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're outside of the main hall, so we're past the record convention now. This is, they kind of like, they give you vinyl withdrawals, so when you get out of the record fair area, there are still people selling record CDs, books, some records, and now it starts getting into the mixed thing with other products, other collectible fetishists. There's the Heineken booth. I forgot what this person's specialty was, but the records were on the floor. And as we move out, you see fewer and fewer records and more other stuff. And there are people there. There are people there selling, you name it, glass figurines of objects made out of brass, old like mechanical devices, dolls. Whatever people collect, it was there. Old maps. This was either real neon or fake neon made out of LED. It kind of looks like LED to me. It doesn't look like real neon. But I could be wrong, but it doesn't look like neon. That guy was selling like old cartographer stuff, I think. Now we're getting into the doll section. And some records, because people who collect other things realize records are once again collectible. How would you like to have a armless baby in your house? It's creepy. And then this is just walking out, so you can see how big this place was. I think it's the biggest. It's like as big as, close to as big as where they have the CES in the Las Vegas Convention Center. That's how big it was. And that was it. I'll be back next year.